Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to play Maine's favorite family game, So You Think You Know Maine. And now, here's the host of So You Think You Know Maine, Dick Gosselin.
Thank you very much, and welcome to So You Think You Know Maine. Not just any old show, this is the big one, the grand finale, the big tamale. We're down to two people, Dennis and Barry Allen and Dennis Edmondson, and one of these people is going to walk away the champion of the 1988-89 season. The other will be the runner-up. We have two trophies. One is a great big one for the champion, and the other one is a little teeny-weeny state of Maine. And the runner-up is going to get that trophy. So it's going to be Dennis or Barry. Let's start building some points here in our round number one. Here's our first toss-up. Of what political affiliation was the first governor of Maine, Barry?
A Whig? Whig.
No, I'm sorry. We're looking... No, Republican. William King was a Republican. Okay, another toss-up. World Peace Camp is expected to begin operating in 1989 in Poland, Maine. About 60 Soviet young men and women will join American youths to enjoy a variety of summer activities. Who will the camp memorialize? Dennis?
Samantha Smith.
Samantha Smith, indeed, yes. Where is the Lumberman's Museum? Dennis?
Patten, Maine.
It is in Patten, Maine. Please look at the monitor, contestants. This is a visual toss-up. This Knox County town looks quite different today, but it still retains its delightful, unspoiled character. It is located on Penobscot Bay at the foot, Barry?
Rockland?
No, Dennis?
Camden.
It is Camden, yes. A pens and hands question now. The threshold blood alcohol level for drunken driving in Maine has been lowered from 0.10 to what? Write your answers, please. Doesn't take long when you have two. Hold up your answers, please. We have Barry and Dennis both saying 0.08. We turn to our judge to see if we have a winner here.
And both are right.
Both are right, yes. Our judge, incidentally, Elizabeth Miller from the Maine Historical Society, returning from last week. Another toss-up question now. The pith, the cadmium, and the crown are all part of what renewable, Barry?
A tree.
Trees, yes. Time for another visual toss-up. Please look at the studio monitor, contestants. This $80 million KTI trash-to-energy plant is proposed for a Maine city that generates 40,000 tons of solid waste annually. The city landfill has less than a year left of use, but citizens oppose the project because of... Dennis?
Is it Auburn?
That's not what we're looking for. Barry?
Bangor.
No, it's Lewiston. Lewiston is what we're looking for. Pens and hands question now. The international paper strike by nearly 1,200 workers ended in October 1988. How long had the strike lasted? Write your answers, please. Okay. I thought for a minute that your magic marker malfunctioned there, Dennis. He just grabs another one. There are empty seats here tonight. Okay, Barry says 16 months. Dennis says 14 months. And we turn to our judge, Elizabeth, for the winner.
Barry, 16 months.
Exactly. Another toss-up now. What state agency administers the National Register of Historic Places program for the state of Maine? Dennis?
The Maine Historic Preservation Commission?
Exactly what we're looking for, yes. How old must you be to run for a seat in the Maine House of Representatives, Barry?
21.
21 or over, right? Yes. Okay, grab some pens from somewhere. And this is another pen and hands question here. When the Grateful Dead played Oxford Plains Speedway on July 3rd, 1988, about how many people attended the concert? Write your answers, please. And will the two of you hold up your answers, please? Barry says 100,000, Dennis says 60,000, and our judge says
100,000. Barry's right on target.
Barry's right on target again. This now is a visual toss-up, so please look at the monitor, contestants. As you look at this portion of the main map, you see T9, R14, WELS. Please translate that for me, Barry.
Township 9, Range 14, west of East Line of State.
Yes, indeed. There were 8 counties in Maine when Maine became a state in 1820. Name 3 of the 8, Barry.
York, Lincoln, Cumberland.
Enough, yes. 5 points. Now the toss-up, what agricultural commodity? Okay, so ends round 1 with Barry in the lead, but not by much over Dennis, 35-25. Time now to meet our contestants. You've probably never seen them before. Actually, they've probably never seen each other before. You've never appeared on a show together. We have Dennis Edmondson from Bath, a social studies teacher at Mount Ararat High School. And your hobbies, Dennis?
Well, in the summertime, I'm an archaeologist. I work for the state, and in the wintertime and on rainy days, I do a little genealogy.
Well, 2 hobbies that go together, 1 in the summer, 1 in the wintertime. Dennis, good luck tonight. Dennis Edmondson. Barry Allen, a land surveyor from Farmington, like Dennis, has won So You Think You Know Maine many, many times. And what do you do when you're not doing So You Think You Know Maine, Barry?
Well, I like to take nature photography. I like doing genealogy too, and a lot of outdoor hiking, things like that.
Oh, this is the first time he's revealed those interests. He also collects wine, he's a gourmet cook, and does a number of other things. Good luck to you, Barry Allen. Our judge back from last week, Elizabeth Miller, director of the Maine Historical Society. And now that we're into April, big event coming up at the Maine Historical Society this month.
That's right. April is when the Wadsworth Longfellow House reopens. We'll have school tours starting in mid-April and May and June. And we'll also be participating in a statewide resident tourist day on Sunday, May 21st.
Well, good
Getting
luck.
the house ready.
Yes. Time now for the toughest part of the show, the judge's question. Elizabeth now has a question for our 2 contestants.
Okay. Among the collections of the Maine Historical Society are ship's logs detailing voyages along the coast and around the world. This particular log is one of our favorites. It's from the ship Western Continent, built in 1853 in Pembroke. In 1860, Captain William Colligan of Portland sailed from New York to Shanghai to India to Falmouth, England. He interspersed notes of oceanographic and weather data with whimsical drawings of ships, seabirds, flying fish, whales, comets, and coastal scenery. Rich timberland and the abundance of protected coves for harbors laid the foundations for Maine's maritime economy. By the middle of the 19th century, Maine supplied more ships, barks, and brigs than any other state in the Union. Experiences at sea by many Maine natives brought a cosmopolitan flavor to towns and villages along the coast. Okay, here comes the question. In 1608, a pinnace was launched at the Popham Colony along the Kennebec River. Named in honor of the Queen of England, this ship was the first built by Englishmen on the North American continent. Name that ship.
Time to hold up your answers. Both Barry and Dennis say Virginia, and Elizabeth says...
I thought I had them, but they're both right. Too good.
Yes, two champions we're talking about here are two finalists. They probably had to build an addition on their houses for all of that Mother's Mountain mustard that they've won. The time for food is past, though. Tonight, we're giving away trophies. Let's go to round two now, as Barry leads Dennis 40-30. Toss-up round two, where we get to the picture puzzle, but first they have to answer some questions. Our first toss-up is, if you enrolled at the University of Maine to study field crops such as potatoes, would you be involved with pomology, agronomy, or floriculture? Barry.
Pomology.
Dennis?
Floriculture.
No, neither. It's agronomy. Pomology is the study of fruit plants, and floriculture is the study of flowers. Another toss-up. What was Maine first called when it was made a county of Massachusetts? Was it, Dennis?
The District of Maine?
No. Was it Queensland, Yorkshire, or Barry?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, you got it. Let's go to hidden puzzle number one. First piece and the first clue. That's what you get for the piece of the puzzle. Here's the clue. Born June 1st, 1849. Do you know, Barry?
Freeman Stanley.
That's not precisely what we're looking for. We go to another toss-up question. What agricultural commodity is important to the Turner and Wilton areas? Barry.
Apples.
It is apples. Okay, another piece of the puzzle. Good-sized piece of the puzzle. Here's clue number two for Barry again. Perfect examples of Yankee ingenuity.
The Stanley Brothers.
Stanley Brothers, yes. And there they are, full screen. He was so close he thought he'd given it away to Dennis for the next round. Okay, let's see if we can get to hidden puzzle number two here. Here's a toss-up question. Maine's gas tax went up 2 cents in 1988. How much has it gone up in 1989? You wouldn't think things like that would stump them, but they don't look like they're about to answer anytime soon. Anybody? They passed. They both passed. 1 cent was the answer. Okay. Another toss-up. What do the following have in common? Pink eye, cowhorn, Irish buckster, white blue nose, and long red. Wow. When our producer said tough questions for champions, she meant that. Yes, the answer is they are bygone varieties of Maine potatoes. Let's go to another toss-up. This town was once an important shipping and shipbuilding center. Historical novelist Kenneth Roberts was born here. Name the town. For the third time in a row. Do the bells work? Yes, they probably do. Okay.
The review round's going to be real neat today.
We were looking for Kennebunk is what we were looking for. Okay, another toss-up. In 1968, Horace A. Hildreth Jr. was defeated in his bid to represent Maine in the U.S. Congress. Who defeated him? Wow!
Oh, no.
I'll go for it.
Okay, Barry, go for it.
William Hathaway.
No. Take a shot at it, Dennis?
No, thank you.
Yes. How humble they become in the championship round here. We're looking for a Peter Kairos is what we're looking for. Even I knew that. All right. Another toss-up here. Let's see if we can go for... Boy, the producer must be real proud of herself. Name 2 of the 4 major types of elections held in Maine. 2 of the 4 types. Barry?
Primary election and a general election.
Yes, that'll do. Oh, yeah, the puzzle. Almost forgot about that. Let's see, first piece, I think, yeah, of hidden puzzle number 2. Here's the clue. Grew up in Portland. Barry.
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Yes.
Bingo.
Yes. A lot of people who grew up in Portland have eyes like that, but not necessarily a nose and a beard like that. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, you got it, Barry. Okay. Barry's now in the lead, 85-30. Another toss-up question for puzzle number 3, maybe. The beautiful village of Northeast Harbor is known as Philadelphia by the Sea. In what county is Northeast Harbor located, Barry?
Hancock.
Hancock it is. We get ahead in puzzle number 3. We get to see our first clue. There it is. The first piece. Here's the clue. Was once the home of the first ambassador to the new Republic of Hawaii.
Blaine House.
Nope. Sorry, another toss-up. Major General Winfield Scott was an important figure in what potentially explosive border area, Barry?
The Aroostook County War.
The Aroostook War, yes. Finally settled by the Webster-Ashburton Treaty. Okay, another piece of the puzzle. There it is. Here's the clue. 28-room, 2-story Georgian mansion.
Black Mansion.
Nope. Sorry, another toss-up. So ends round 2 with Barry in the lead with a comfortable lead, 95 points to Dennis's 30. Now we get to the electronic category board, but for this 2, you have to answer some questions. Round 3, we begin. What material, quarried in Maine, was used in the construction of the John F. Kennedy Memorial? Dennis.
Granite.
It was granite, yes. The categories in this final show are true or false, at sea, multi-choice, and literature. It's going to select the category electronically. For Dennis, lands on literature. Here's the question. What Portland resident and Maine native wrote Maddie's Song and Octavia's Hill?
Longfellow.
No, we were looking for Margaret Dixon. Now the toss-up. What lake region is the setting for Louise Dickinson's The Book Barry?
Rangeley Lakes.
The Rangeley Lake region, yes. Now the category board in front of Barry. It selects true or false. Here's your true or false question. Many years ago in the city of Portland, it was illegal to tackle a girl under her chin with a feather, to tickle, I think is what it meant to say. It does say tackle. It meant to say a girl under her chin with a feather duster. True or false?
True.
True, yes. Who would ever make that up? Right. Now the toss-up. Eagle Island was once the home of this famed North Pole explorer. Dennis?
Perry.
Admiral Robert Perry, yes. And now for you to go to the electronic category board. Buzzes around, lands on multi-choice. Which of the following men was not a graduate of Bowdoin College? Was it Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, or Nathaniel Hawthorne? Dennis?
Buchanan.
It was Buchanan, right. Now, toss up for both of you. Aroostook County is bordered by 2 Canadian provinces. Dennis?
Nova Scotia and New Brunswick.
Yep. One is Quebec province, where's the other? New Brunswick. Yes, precisely. Okay, so the category board once again lands on at sea. Here's the question. Many of Maine's early sea captains sported beards and throat whiskers. These certainly gave the men character, but they also served a practical purpose. What was it?
Kept their faces warm.
Yeah.
Close, yeah. Yeah, beards and throat whiskers were thought to be an excellent protection against the weather, as Dennis knows. I wonder if he could answer that question so easily. Okay, I can't remember if that was a category board or if that was a toss-up question. We'll find out if we see the electronic category board appear in front of you. That was a category board. Here's another toss-up. This gentleman arrived in Portland in 1828 and opened a grocery store. By 1840, he had established the nation's 3rd largest sugar refinery and had built the biggest home in the city. He became so prosperous Barry?
Was it Deering?
No. Built the biggest home in the city. He became so prosperous that in 1880 he was paying 1/30 of the city's taxes. Name him, Dennis, if you can. Not a guess. We're looking for John Bundy Brown. Here's another toss-up. Oh, that's the end of that. End of round 3. Barry in the lead. Not by as much this time, though. Barry with 100 points. Dennis with 70 points. As we get into our video question, nearing the end now. Relax for a moment now. I know it's a tense night, but watch the video clip, and I'll have a pens and hands question for you after it's over.
10 acres of cabbage slope down toward Madomic Pond. The task of harvesting the plants would appear insurmountable if one didn't have a substantial crew of pickers. But in a typical morning, it is possible for 3 men to harvest 3 tons of cabbage by hand and deliver it for processing. The Morse operation started at the turn of the century, when Virgil Morse Sr. started making sauerkraut for his family. This soon developed into a growing business, and Virgil Morse Jr. took the reins when his father passed away in 1963. Virgil Jr.'s widow, Ethelyn, has been running the business since 1969. The sauerkraut is made in much the same way as it was at the turn of the century. The cabbage is shredded and loaded into barrels with a few natural ingredients, salt, sugar, and water. When the barrel is bursting at the seams, a wooden top is placed on top and weighted down with about 90 pounds of rocks. The cabbage cures for about 14 days, and then it's ready to be scooped into buckets and sent across the country, or to be picked up by thousands of Mainers who come from miles around to purchase it.
Here now is your video question. If you were going to pick up your kraut at Morse's Sauerkraut Company, which Maine community would be your destination? Write your answers, please. Okay, time now to hold them up. Both Barry and Dennis say Waldoboro, and our judge says...
Waldoboro.
Waldoboro.
Both right.
Rose, we go into the review round. Barry 110, Dennis 80. They both get trophies. Which one gets the big trophy? Here are the questions. What main product was used in the construction of Grant's tomb in Barry?
Granite.
Granite it was. Aroostook County is bordered by New Brunswick and Barry.
Quebec.
Quebec, yes. Admiral Robert Peary had a home on what, Dennis?
Eagle Island.
Eagle Island it was. Louise Dickinson Rich wrote a book about Barry.
Rangeley Lakes area.
We took to the woods. Sorry, we took to the woods on that one. Who was paying 1/30 of Dennis?
Mr. Brown.
John Bundy Brown, yes, we'll accept that. The pith, the cambium, and the crown, Barry.
Parts of a tree.
They're all trees, yes. Was William King a Republican or a Democrat, Dennis?
He was a Republican.
He was a Republican. Where is the Lumberman's Museum? Barry.
Patton.
Patton, yes. Who defeated Horace Hildreth in a congressional race of 19... Dennis?
Kairos.
Peter Kairos, yes. Where was Kenneth Roberts born? Dennis?
Kennebunkport.
Sorry, we can only accept Kennebunk on that one, and not Kennebunkport. What was Maine's first coal when it was made a county of Barry?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire it was. What's a wishing book? Barry.
Sears Roebuck catalog.
Accept that. Yes, a mail order catalog. And that takes care of that. I had my tiebreakers ready, thought I might need them, because for a while there it looked like Dennis was catching up. But guess who goes home with the big trophy? It looks like Barry with 135 points. As good sportsmanship for you, this, incidentally, is Barry's trophy. Congratulations, Barry.
Thank you.
Says, so you think you know Maine champion for the 1988-89 season. Dennis won't go home empty-handed. For Dennis, we have this little teeny weeny trophy that says runner-up 1988-89 champion. Congratulations, Dennis. And this being our final show of the season, we would like to thank a lot of people. To begin with, this is a show that has a lot of detail and requires a very organized person. And our producer, Harriet Passerman, has her ducks in order like nobody else I know. Harriet's been a wonderful producer. We have to thank also our wonderful crew in here and in the control room. There are more of them than there are of us. Our great director, Charlie Rose, all of the judges this year, especially an outstanding lot. Our prize donors, they've been terrific, and the contestants and terrific audiences here. And, of course, our great underwriters and you at home who watched in record numbers this season. And so, for the last time, I'm Dick Gosselin reminding you, find what interests you and do it. Thank you for watching.